What's up everyone, the Panda Photographer here. Now if you have the Neewer NW-800 super condenser microphone, this might be the video that you may want to take this video with a grain of salt. But mind you that I'm also using a Zoom H4n audio interface device. So I do have my audio recording levels at level 20. So if you do have an H4n, or if this may work with other audio interface recorders, this may work, but I have my recording levels at 20. Okay, so right now I'm looking at my display and I'm just hitting negative 12 decibels, and you can see from the, if I show you on OBS right now, you can see that my audio level is actually peaking in the middle range of the yellow. So that's where I want it to be. It's like perfectly every single time. It doesn't try to go over too much because I do have the limiter. So now OBS finally added a limiter to OBS, which is so amazing because a lot of us been wanting the limiter since like version 8.9, and now at version 23 we get that feature. So this is a plus. So with version 23, along with the NVIDIA encoder update, we get audio features, and we get converting features to convert MKV to MP4 automatically, which I showed you in yesterday's live stream. So sorry that I'm absolutely late with the live stream. I needed to make sure that the audio is sounding good, so I had to record myself to hear the audio at 80 decibels and make sure that it sounds great. But let's go back in here. So I'm gonna go with my settings in a moment. For all you guys that have a Neewer NW-800 super condenser microphone, and you can see it right here. Actually, let me just show you with it without making too much noise. Ooh, look at the gold. So I'm not deceiving anyone. I'm very transparent. I'm using my Sony professional camera as my webcam, using the 18 to 35 Sigma art lens right now, the Aputure H198C, the Neewer NC160 LED light source. That's what's lighting me up right now, bouncing that light off to the background, giving these beauties here. And I got some key lights for those, fill lights for those products up there. You can see what I'm using. So all the links are down in the description below if you want to purchase some of these products. But give me your audio example, an audio test to see how well this actually does. And I'm shooting in 1080p, 60 frames a second. And I did change, yesterday's live stream, I did talk about my settings here. So let me just go through my settings with you guys so you guys have a better understanding. Let me just show my face too so you guys can see me. Yeah, so I am using a bitrate of 12,000 because my computer can handle it very efficiently. I'm quad-core system and very adequate NVIDIA graphics card. So my CBR is at 12,000, my keyframe is at 2, my preset is at max quality, my profile is on high, my look ahead is checked, my cycle visual tuning is checked, and my B-frames are checked. So if you want to see my recording settings now, you can see that I'm using the new codec from NVIDIA. And you also can see that I'm using VBR, which is better than CBR for recording. But CBR is good for live streams, but VBR is great for recording your desktop. Okay, I'm using a bitrate at 12,000, but my max bitrate is 20,000. My keyframe is also 2. Presets is at max quality. My profile is on high, and my look ahead and cycle is at checked that bar is checked. And my max B frames is absolutely at 2, so you have a good idea. Now when it comes out to the audio, you can see that my audio is at 320, 320, 320, and I actually am recording this in 48 kilohertz, just to give you a good idea. But you can see that I'm using the H4n. My sample rate is at 40 kilohertz. So mind you that if you are using this particular microphone, and I know a lot of people and a lot of YouTubers out there are looking for a budget way to not spend so much money on a microphone when they first start, but you can make this microphone sound really, really good if you take the time out to tweak a certain little settings in here. So anyways, I'm the Panda Photographer. I'm a travel photographer, and what I do, oops, I didn't even show you guys. I'm on the wrong page. Oh, I'm sorry guys, it's been a really hectic morning, so let's go over the settings again. Oh man, this has been a really, my mind's somewhere else. Oh god. But anyway, let's go back to my settings. Oh man, my mind is somewhere else. Oh, okay, so let's start this over. CBR for live streams is recommended, but my computer can handle it. You guys heard the settings. My bitrate is at 12,000. You can see keyframes 2, preset is max quality, profile is on high, everything's checked, B frames are 2. So you want to pause the screen, check this out, boom, pause it. All right, and that's my recording settings. Good morning to you, JP. Good morning. I see JP is in here. Why is it buffering? Give me 1 second, guys. It says I'm buffering, but I'm not here. I think it's just, this is probably a YouTube thing. It seems like there's a YouTube problem going on, because it's telling me on my end that I'm streaming. Well, here's my recording settings, just in case you guys are watching this right now. It is best if you are going to record on your desktop or your laptop, and if you want to record your gameplay. Now, I didn't say this the first time, but it does matter if you have mechanical hard drives and SSDs. I'm using SSDs, only SSDs, so the VBR is ideal. My bitrate is at 12,000, but my max bitrate is at 20,000. Keyframes is at 2, same settings as my streaming settings. But my audio here, as you can see, is at 320, 320, 320, 192, 192, 160, based on the audio that you are receiving. And I do have this automatic relump to MP3 when I am recording. So MKV is a better, higher quality format, and then it will convert it automatically to MP4 if you have this checked. So, and audio, you can see that I'm at 48 kilohertz using the H4n Pro as my audio interface. Are you guys getting interference, or is it just me? Give me a second. Let me turn off my VPN. Oops. Okay. Oh boy. Normally I don't do live streams on the weekend. I think I should have just not. Wow, my VPN's been on for that long, huh? Okay. And notice that VPNs also screw up your live feeds too, so yeah, it was messing up my live feed. Damn VPN. Hotspot too. Okay. Anyway, these are my recording settings. So, just to give you guys a good idea what's going on. But let's go back into the main screen. So I'm going to show you what I did to my audio settings. So I'm going to go down to filters. Now I have this in order. So you may want to do this to the Neewer NW-800 condenser super microphone. You may want to copy the same settings. So this is what I have in order. So let me move this over. So my gain is at 14.9. Now, when the music is not on, which I'm going to pause it, I can hear the background a little bit. I can hear the background a little bit, and that's not due to the microphone. It's just this room has a nasty echo, and I'm trying to compensate for it. This is why, if you are in an open environment with no, softened, dampening materials in your room, you are going to hear the echo. You may hear it sounds, but this is for YouTubers that actually are starting out with this microphone. And I'm not starting out as a YouTuber. I've been a YouTuber for quite a long time. I have other channels, but I have a glass panel on this side and I got a glass panel on that side. So that echo is bouncing off the wall. So I'm trying to compensate for it. You might hear it through the echo to the microphone a little bit, but I have it at 14 because my Zoom H4n Pro's recording microphone settings is absolutely at 20. So it's at 20, not 50, not 75, but at 20. And my compression levels are just the ratio is at 10. My threshold is at -18. My attack time is at 25. My release time is at 50 milliseconds. My output gain is at 0. So, and I do not have any sidechain or source available. That's on none. So you guys could check that out as well. And so this is the expander. So I just left pretty much everything stock. Just a little minor tweak here and there, but you can see my ratio is at 2.7. My threshold is at -40. And my attack time is at 10. And my release time is at 50 milliseconds as well. And my output gain is at 0. And with this microphone, the limiter is at -10.6. And I just left the release at 60. So this is what you're hearing without the music in the background. And it's good to actually try to, if you don't want people to hear that slight background noise, you can put on some music in the background so it sounds a little bit better. This is a $25 microphone. It does the job. And as a travel photographer, I highly recommend, if you are traveling, you want to do podcasts on the road, try to make sure that you're in a safe place, in a safe environment. Because I had a Shure 212 microphone. It was a stage microphone. It was pretty awesome. Got stolen. But yeah. But these are the settings for this particular microphone with a audio interface. So if you are using this microphone and an audio interface, keep in mind audio interfaces dial settings are different from the H4n Pro, but if you are going to use recording levels and do what I'm doing with this microphone, you may want to adjust it down to 20. Then you can do the exact same settings to see how that works for you. But keep in mind of your room's acoustics. So settings may change just slightly a bit. But I guess what you should do as a tip, this is what some music producers do when they were starting out. You know how you buy a carton of eggs, like a 12-pack of eggs? You can use those to put around your room, and they're free when you buy eggs. You can either staple them to your wall or around the area that you're doing your live podcast. That's another low budget DIY tip. Now, I'm not saying you should do that or look ghetto, but you gotta let people realize something, that not everyone can afford material in that fashion. Like, if you want to save money, that's the best way to go about using egg cartons as sound acoustic dampeners in your room, and it does work. Trust me, it does work. But people have this concept that you gotta look professional, and in my opinion, you do not have to look professional. JP says, I need to learn more about OBS. Looks okay to me, he says. Thank you, JP-4. JP, I met JP do another live stream of another blogger and photographer, so videographer actually. So that's how I met JP. So I go to other people's live streams, talk with them, see what they are interested in, and then I would come up with ideas to bring you guys content, because some people are looking for this kind of content. And this is like my third video on this microphone to give you guys a demonstration on how I would as a travel photographer. Now, if you don't watch me on Instagram, I just did a live Instagram showing how I set this all up. And then I gotta disassemble everything and put everything away and then travel with this all the time. This is all the time. So mind you, that hard work comes a long way. And I appreciate that JP came in here to support the channel. And this live stream was unpredicted. I decided to do it last night, and I'm 15 minutes late anyway. So, but yeah, let's put on some music. So, but anyway, guys, just want you guys to hear the audio so you guys have a great idea how this works in the real world. So, and some people, I think YouTubers don't be more transparent about a lot of other things. And I feel like when they do reviews on the Neewer NW microphones, I don't think they're being truthfully transparent, because there's some YouTubers I watch and I copy their settings and I feel that I got no results from it. And I think they're doing something different and they're not telling you. And that's just me, but I can't prove that. I wish I can go back to this videos to show you. This is what happened when I tried these settings. This is what happened when I did this and I didn't get no results. So, and I felt like I was being misled. And I'm not trying to mislead you guys. Like I said at the beginning of this live stream, take this video with a grain of salt. You can see that I'm absolutely like 6 inches, 7 inches away from the microphone. So, alright. Alright. So guys, just making sure we are still live. But here's my website. As a travel photographer, I provide photography tips. I do a lot of product reviews on photography gear and gear like this for YouTube or for live streams or podcasts. So check my portfolio out, my galleries on portraits, street, night photography. I also have a event and party show event where I do a lot of event photography of celebrity artists and bands, musicians, and music producers. I'm associated with a lot of music producers and a lot of artists and a lot of famous hip-hop artists that I still talk to. That's why you should definitely join me on Instagram. And you can see the work here. Parties, lots of parties. And one of my best friends, DJ Tech right here, he has his own place. That's his place. He has tons of records and he's been collecting records. But the Brooklyn Hook Crew, that's who we are. We represent hard. And it's very important. Normally, Brooklyn Hook is all from Tokyo, and I'm probably the only one that's actually from Osaka. But Brooklyn Hook can expand to other family members, which we do. But we have a good relationship with people. See, like, go to events, go to bars, take pictures, go to events, get moments at time. Celebrity artists like Switch and Weston, that's Tech and the shot. I love that shot though. I really do love this shot. And friends and people, that's Yuma. My boy Yuma. He's a hip hop collector. He just collects records. So is like Cole and Drum Freedom. But all my pictures are copyrighted. That's why all the pages that you see here says copyright and trademark law understand what you get into. If you steal my images, I will come after you. And I have come after a lot of people so far, and a lot of people are very upset. Then stop stealing other people's work. You know, you can use people's work with their consent and say, hey, I want to feature your work, like I did the other day with other YouTubers, but I featured their Instagram because I want you guys to connect to those particular artists, so you guys have a great relationship. So yeah. So, but I have tutorials on protecting your work from those online thieves out there. I do have some steps on how to make low res, and I never recommend uploading high res JPEGs or giving out raw files to your clients or to anyone. I just don't recommend it, because then you will have a really bad case in court trying to prove that is your image, and that's the problem. So, and that process can take, trust me, take it from my experience, that process is just long and just a headache and just mind-boggling. You get stressed out about it, and then you lose your mind, you lose your self-esteem, you lose your physical awareness of like who you really are as a photographer. And it's so important that you keep your mind focused. And there got steps on how to protect your work. There's two ways how I upload images for low res. You could do it by 1000 by 72 megapixels, or you can do it, what I normally do is 2048 by 300 megapixels, because I want people to see that quality that I'm, and I want clients, I want potential clients to see that quality that I'm trying to provide as a photographer. And I'm just letting you know that's a low JPEG. Imagine that's a high res. Like, really? I want them to have that experience and that feeling that they can rely on my photography, they rely on the work. That as photographers, not just me, but also you, if you're a photographer, I want people to see that you gotta give photographers a chance, but we are not working for free. No, no, no. That's a no-no. Never work for free if you're good at something that you do. And like I said, like I always tell people, listen, live once in your life. You know, don't waste it, because, you know, if you do waste it, you do dumb things in your life, and you're not really focused on your dreams, then you're gonna regret it when you get much older. And I'm not trying to regret any moment as a photographer. I'm not trying to regret not a single moment, even if there's a downfall or up. I gotta look at the downfall in order to rise up. And that's what for other photographers in this community really do forget. But anyway, I talk about, should you work for free? And I talk about this discussion here on my website, so you guys have a better understanding that you should not work for free, like I said, if you're good at something. You know you can provide great content. Please don't work for free, because you're only hurting yourself. Now, if you're starting out at first, keep in mind, for you beginners out there, if you're starting out at first, you may want to work for free just one time per client. I know for a history, for a fact, that clients tend to call you twice, maybe 3 times. Say, hey, can you do this again? And like the second time they call you back, that's because they love your work and they love what you did, and they want you to be the photographer. That's when you say, then this time I need some compensation. And I'm not talking about lunch. I'm not talking about a bus ticket. I need compensation. You know what I mean? So be upfront about it and let them know. Do contracts as well. That protects you from any wrongdoing, and also make sure that you get paid before you shoot. Don't do a job and don't get paid. Now, I'm going to say this for experience, because my friend Tech and I did the Halloween party, and his boy, not my friend of mine, okay, and you know, asked me to come back from Vancouver back to New York. This is a true story, and this is what I keep hearing. We got you. We got you. I trust Tech because I know Tech. Tech has never let me down. When he has an event, hey KK, I got an event going. You gonna shoot for me? It's never with this guy. And Tech has always been like generous with payment. That's why I love my brothers, and I love Brooklyn Hook brothers. But outside of Brooklyn Hook, you gotta let these people know that, like, listen, no. And that's what happened with this guy. And I knew, and I called it. A lot of people in New York would tell you that I called it. I said, watch, you won't pay me right before the shoot. And I sent him a contract before the shoot and never responded, claiming that, oh, his phone's off and he never got my messages. Come on, you telling me you never got a text message? This is why, everyone, don't fall for those kind of tricks. But always, if you ever go to that situation, like I did, this is what I came up with, an idea. I'm going to take the photo still, and I'm only going to share some with Tech, because I know Tech is going to give him some of these photos. But the trick was, I'm only going to process them at 1,000 at 72 pixels per inch. So if he tries to blow them up, they pixelate it. If he tries to use it, I'm saying, nope, you're not allowed to use these photos. Copyright infringement, buddy. Look up the law. I didn't give those to you, I gave those to this person. So can't use it. And that's why he's all saucy. They say saucy in New York, that means he's upset. So, but yeah, I got tips on that. Got a bunch of other tips about portrait photography, composition, night photography, and much more. So, and check me out on Instagram, if you'd be so kind to do that. You see that all my images are up here. So some of my images that you see on my website are not, I mean, some of my images that you see on Instagram, some are not on my website. Some of the images I keep for private use because I don't want to post all of my work. Mind you, I did that party and I did maybe like 1,000 photos. I think it's 1,006 photos I did. So, and you can see I only post, what, 9? So, you know, like, I got other good shots. And if you looked at any of my Lightroom tutorial, music tutorials, you can see that when I'm editing on the fly, I'm using this Wacom tablet, which I do recommend a wireless Wacom tablet. If you're a travel photographer, these small portable, which is still quite expensive. It's $150 with the wireless kit bundle. But the point of this is that I do portraits. And when I do portraits, like, let's see here. I did my own portrait, by the way. So, I'll let you butt. You did my own portrait. And I do a lot of street photography, as you can see it. Capture the moments. And I'm starting to get loving HDR photos, but at a certain extent. But you can see what I do with my portraits. There's a before and after, and this is what I do. And as we go along with this live stream, we're also hearing the audio coming from this microphone. So, but you can absolutely tell that I do a pretty extensive good job, and this is just my opinion on my work, but I think I do a very satisfying job from a before and after. Some people may vary. Some people have different techniques. Some people have different styles of how they produce and process their images. But this is how I process my images. I want to keep that natural beauty, but I do want to touch up on that beauty. And Lady Lynn, she is amazing. And but I told her that these are for editorial use. So she told me that she doesn't really like to share her photos online, but she has an Instagram. She shares other photos online, but these are moments, like I told her, these are going to be for editorial use. Trust me, you're going to be a rock star. If I show these to just 10 people, they will appreciate the effort. So she understood. And this is a full picture of it. As you can see, look at those eyes, man. Look at her features. Her features are just, and she's funny in person too. So just to let you guys know that she's pretty amazing. Like Clayton Dewey, he actually works here at the UW, just to let you guys know that, and fellow colleague. And I used to go to the University of Wisconsin Madison. He still works there. He does photography for the university bookstore. He does a lot of analytics, a lot of web development, and I used his camera, which is a Nikon D7100. If you didn't see that video, you may want to check that video out on my channel. And he thought I was out of touch with Nikon. I'm like, no, buddy, I love me some Nikon. Love me some Nikon. But yeah, I did the portrait. I did a 3-light setup, and I filled the light with a reflector underneath his chin, so to brighten up that beard a little bit, so I get that beard emphasized. But if you see this picture on social media, you appreciate it. But yeah, and we did one with the red gel in the background, and we did one with the yellow gel. So yeah, so, and I also do professional modeling portraits as well. You can see here from this collection, beautiful collection of, and you can see from all my work. Just check it out if you want. I also got a Facebook if you want to check out my Facebook, and this is where I post those high-res photos files. See, this is my boy Tech right here. Look at that photo. That's badass. I just like speed lights, and I'm flexible with speed lights, but I'm also experimental. I like to experiment with certain styles and ideas to see if this works or not. But yeah, the way he expresses his feelings in music, if you were there taking a photo of him, you see his expression when he's making music and mixing, you could understand why he loves what he does for a living. So, professional DJ, by the way. And if you're ever in New York, go to Project Parlor in Brooklyn. You can find him there. So, but old photos of me. But like, this is here in Madison like a week or two ago. So like, look at that. That's a nice winter subtle photo, emphasizing that photo. That's an HDR photo, by the way. You should see the before. It was totally like a mess. That's why I shoot raw. But yeah, all these photos, you can check out some of my work. Check out some of the things that I go through on a daily basis. Some of the captures I have captured. Some of the best moments. Some of the good moments. Some of the great moments. Thank you. And yep, this is just me. And if you guys are curious, I do speak Japanese, so that's why my Facebook's in Japanese. So it's, a lot of even my phone's in Japanese. So it's like, I don't want people reading messages, because some people are just like, they scoot over, especially on a bus or a train. They're like, "What you reading, buddy? What you reading, buddy?" I'm reading a private message. She could be nude. I don't know. I just don't like people snooping in. But if you want to conduct business, you want to connect to the channels professionally, I do got a weekend as well. So, and there it is. Got a weekend. So if you want to connect to here, I'm in the States, but natively, I might be going back to France for a little while, or I want to go back to Netherlands for a little bit. I'm trying to get a work visa. I know it's difficult to get a work visa there, or Denmark, or Finland, because dude, it's amazing there, and I got some amazing people that I want to visit. But you can see my interests in my business clients. But go here and see what I'm all about, and yeah, that's just me. That's life. So, and yeah, get out of here. So now we talked about the audio with this microphone, and we talked about the new audio features that now OBS has. He's learning some Japanese. Ohayo. Konbawa. Oh, it's evening where he lives. Konbawa. Yeah. So thank you for joining the live stream. I appreciate it. But yeah, so we've been talking about the audio features if you just popped in here, and we've been talking about how the new feature, which is the limiter that we all been wanting to have, is now in OBS. So trying to see the comments, because I like to show you guys content on the fly and also talk with you guys. But see, this is like, I like this room. I like this setup. I like this wall because it helps with the product advertisement. So get with me, Sigma. I want a new lens, but I need to get a new camera. So I'm trying my best to save up for a camera, but a new camera, but it's so impossible. It's like times are rough in the winter time. So yeah, it's just winter times are just like the roughest for me. That's why in all my live streams I always ask people if they want to support the channel and they want to support what I do as a travel photographer and going on to these countries and cities. You can support by, there's a PayPal link down in the descriptions below. It does really help me out, but but it also helps me pay for to keep the lights on here too, because I can't pay. I gotta pay for my website, right? I gotta pay for marketing to get business. That stuff got to get paid for. I gotta, I do that all myself. I don't want to hire anyone to do that, so I have to teach myself how to do all this. And this is why I'm a self-taught photographer. I didn't go to school for photography. I didn't go to school for any media. I taught myself how to do most of my media. So, but yeah, and I went to school for psychology education. So, and I did fairly well in the medical field, but that's what my parents wanted me to do. I wanted to do, what I wanted to be? If I didn't say this before in my other live streams, I want to be the first black French train conductor in Japan. But that dream never made it, because I realized that they are so strict about, you have to be on time at certain stations. You gotta know speed limits without even looking at your speedometer. You gotta know all this stuff. And it's not that I couldn't learn it, it's that environment is so stressed out that there's been a few incidents in the history in Japan when people are forced to be on time, and it has happened. You ever see any derailments in Japan? That's what happened. Like, they were 1 minute late, and you can get in some big shit and some big trouble in Japan if you're 1 minute late. And yeah, it's because Japan is strict about being on time, and this is why I'm mad when I'm late when I do these live streams. I just don't want to be late when I do these live streams. But when softwares like the Sony Imaging Edge app do not want to work properly, I'm so disappointed. And this is why I'm screaming out to Sony. You have to fix the stability and the software imaging app, because if you don't, I can't do what I do to be on time, and I like to be on time for everything I do. This is why I always leave. If I need to be at the airport, I leave 2 hours ahead of time, so I can sit there for the extradition 2 hours, because I know in the States, TSA likes to mess with my camera gear. I have to take everything out, put it in the bin, and I made a video about that a while back ago. And that's a frustrating moment. You gotta take everything out, put it in the bin, and then you gotta reorganize everything and put it back in the bags or the Pelican case. I hate when they do that to me. It's like, dude, this is just camera gear. Now you being too rough with my gear. They already broke a camera before, a lens before. They fractured the laptop screen before, not this laptop, but my other one. They're just too rough, and I feel like the US TSA here, they don't care. And remember, they work for you. You have your rights. So keep that in mind. At any airport, you have rights, but I dislike the experience, but I have to go through that experience as a child photographer. So it sucks, but it's what it is, But yeah, now I gotta break all this stuff down. So, and you need to drink water, by the way. I hope you guys like the music. Because all the music that you hear is from YouTube library. So I do a lot of extensive searching for this audio content, and I make sure that I provide some really good instrumental music. And I want to be different from the other YouTubers. And I'm gonna say this, I'm not being cocky, but I think for a travel photographer that is doing what he's doing right now, I think I do an exceptional job, because I have a lot of photographers that just talk. They said they're gonna make a YouTube channel and they can do better. They got all this gear, but I don't see them posting any content. And I'm saying this because there's some cocky photographers out there. They think they know everything about Sony. They think they know everything about Canon. I don't know everything about any of these companies, only what I know. Okay, this is from my experience. Okay, some people always claim they know someone in Sony. I don't want to hear that. That's just crap. If you don't know anyone from Sony, don't say you know someone because you met them one time. That's not knowing. That's interaction with someone at Sony. That's not saying that that's your best pal or your best girlfriend. I mean, you know what I mean by girlfriend, like as a friend, because technically she is a girlfriend. Like girlfriend, because girlfriend is met two ways, but most people don't even realize that. It's like read the dictionary sometime, you know. But what did I know, right? I'm the Panda Photographer. You guys want to subscribe, like, share? Please do share, like, and subscribe. And yeah. So I do. What camera do I want? What new camera did I want? Well, it would be nice to have oops, sorry. Hold on. Al said it would be nice to have please support to text from every once in a while in your vids. Okay. Text, yeah. I normally respond to the text verbally. That's why I don't text, because a lot of YouTubers do it. But verbally, I like to read the comments and then respond verbally to the text. But when I'm actually trying to show content and while people are actually texting in the comments or the live chat, and I come back to it, I have to go back and respond to those. That's why I look through the text. And most 90% of the YouTubers do it, but you know, but I'm so, and this is what happens when I'm not doing live streams or doing YouTube. I'm so busy editing to post out the next content to get more traffic to my website that at the end of the day, from like 5 p.m. to 9 o'clock, all I'm doing is watching other YouTube channels, live streams or videos to see where they are. And I gotta go to like, what is it, 100, 634, because the rest of them could be spam accounts. Because most of them that I go to is like spam account. They're reusing someone else's content, which is forbidden in YouTube world. You're not supposed to be using 90%, 80%, 70%, 50%. You're supposed to only use 30% of that content. If you're doing a response reaction video, you're only supposed to, and that's the new policies now in YouTube. If you read the new community guidelines, that is the new policies. So don't use too much of someone else's content because you can get flagged for it. But it's how you do it that makes sense. So if you use 15 seconds or 30 seconds of that clip, and I recommend don't ever go over 20 seconds, and talk about it for at least 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then break down to the next clip. And do it over and over again. But I think a Q&A live stream will be nice too in the future. Yeah, I normally do Q&As as we speak. If you realize that I am doing Q&A at the same time as I'm telling you guys about things I have done. But yeah, I will probably do one of those once I get enough comments. Then that means I gotta go to all of my community comments and then like screenshot them and then paste them and then do a and that would be hard. That won't be hard. It's that with OBS I would have to like literally make a separate source yeah, scenes and source, and then go through those comments, each and every one of them by name, by title of the name, which it won't be that hard. I'm pretty sure if I take a day to, just a full day to do all that, yeah, that won't be so hard to do. You're right. But I didn't realize I downloaded this one. Who is the artist of this? Oh, Otis McDonald. Otis McDonald, and the title is Does It Float? Oh, Does It Float? I like this. See, I don't like the hardcore hip hop crap. Sometimes it's catchy, but I don't like the verbal words. I like the beat. I like instrumentals. I like trance, house, drum and bass, dubstep. I like the dubstep stuff, but I like jazz. I like classical, especially sipping on a really good, fine Japanese ikebiki whiskey. Yeah, I do drink. I used to drink a lot, but I don't do it anymore. I have self-control, and that's what a lot of people forget. But yeah, but now I'm distracting you. No, you're not. You're not distracting me at all. What I'm trying to emphasize, I want to be more transparent. And when I was talking about alcohol, is that I do drink, but I haven't had a drink since October. And how is that possible? Self-control. I have self-control. I like IPAs. I love my soju, and I definitely love my sake. But I don't need to drink when I'm really focused on something that I really am passionate about. And if I need to buy gear and I need to buy something, I need to invest in something very important, I would rather spend my money on this than buying alcohol. You get what I'm saying? I think it's more practical. Yo, yeah, I love my sake. If you send me a bottle of like good Japanese sake, oh yeah, I'm gonna cherish that like a child. But yeah, but I haven't had a drink in like since October. Okay, who's this artist? It's Otis McDonald again. It's called Crockpot, not crack, Crockpot. So you can find it under YouTube library. Otis. Actually, let me just show you guys, so you guys can look it up. Here's the list of 45 musics that I'm using, and it's this one. It's called, actually, sorry, it's not Otis. I do apologize. It's not Otis. It's Diamond Ortiz Crockpot. I do apologize for that, because this one is highlighted. That's why. It's this one. See, that instrumental beats. I love music producers that make really good music. Okay, I love good music. Something about good music makes me. This is what I did when I listen to music as I'm walking through my day. I do daydream a lot. I daydream that the day comes where I can support other photographers and help other photographers one day financially. But until that day comes, I'm only fantasizing. But I do have a passion for it, and I do want to connect to the community. But music is part of that connection, and that's what inspires me to do what I do. But some people don't believe in that forte of music's not everything. Music doesn't inspire me sometimes, but I think that's a lie, because when we do it because it either something related to music. Someone's art is always pushing us forward. It doesn't matter what kind of work that you do or not. We're doing the work as an art form. Am I right or wrong? So we're getting some influence for someone. Like education, it's an art form. So that's why I say it's a lie. Oh, for my Nikon fans, Z is here to stay. Z5 rumors, but where's the Z8? I really want to see the Z8. But anyway, guys, it's 11 o'clock. Gonna end the live stream. But if you guys want to support the channel, please do so. And you do support, I would like to say arigato. And thank you for watching. I do appreciate it that you guys tuned in. And do like, share, comment. Now, if you do have, as I said in the beginning of this video, if you do have this particular microphone, the Neewer NW-800, I think it's a good $25 microphone. And little fine tweaks, as I showed you in the OBS with the new limiter now. I think it would be a really good fine addition to the audio, because I'm looking at my Zoom H4n. But keep in mind, trust me, you want to use the XLR features. You don't want to use the XLR to 3.5. No, you want to get the best audio quality and just buy your audio interface. Now, I did a video back about this particular setup, and I choose 3 audio interfaces. But there's one that's like $30, which is ideal, works really fine. As long as you're using 48 kilohertz, you get the best audio quality. So, and there's more. So I will link those down below too. The link for those audio interfaces down below too, and I'll leave them on top of the description so you guys can go purchase those. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I appreciate you guys. You know my slogan is eat, sleep, photography, videography, gaming, repeat. I see you guys in the next video. You guys take care, and I see you guys in the next video. That beat is fire.